Hello, I'm Marjorie Brooke from Book Seminars Bodywork Education and author of Flexibility First, the Fitness Approach for Life. Today we're going to talk about tensegrity. Tensegrity is a structural relationship principle that's become very popular among body workers and personal trainers. Basically, it's a contraction of two words, tensional integrity. Okay? In order to explain tensegrity, usually people are talking about geometry, compression, vectors, and that can get a bit overwhelming for some people. So I want to take a minute and give you a little more simple explanation that might help out a little bit. So what I want you to do is picture a suspension bridge in your mind. Now, suspension bridges were designed to deal with the elements. They're more flexible and adaptable for rain, water, earthquakes, what have you, as compared to their predecessors, which were hard, rigid structures that were not bendable, not adaptable, and would usually break down. Okay, the suspension bridges are designed specifically with steel cables and steel girders, and they're put together in a specific way. Now, what happens if one of those steel cables that's attached to the girder is put on too tight or has too much tension and is pulling too much on the girders or at its attachments up at the top of the bridge? Is there a problem with the structural integrity of the bridge? Yes, there is. At the same time, if one of those steel cables happens to come loose or doesn't have enough tension, or maybe it's fraying, cracking, and coming apart and no longer keeping the right amount of tension or hold on those steel girders, again, do we have a structural problem with the structural integrity of the bridge? We do. Okay, and now let's look at those steel girders. They're designed at a specific length with a specific amount of weight to it. What happens if one is not as dense as it's supposed to be, or ends up with a defect and isn't as strong as it's supposed to be? Do we have a problem with the structural integrity of the bridge? Yes, we do. Well, now, what I want you to do is we're going to take these examples and bring them to the body. For example, what if we substitute the steel cables for your muscles and your fascia? If you have a muscle that's too tight and pulling too hard, putting too much tension on your bones at attachments and origin, do we have a problem with the structural integrity of the body? Yeah, we do. And at the same time, if you have a muscle or some fascia that is too loose, hypotonic, not holding with enough tension to keep the body, the bones, the structure of the body in place, do we have a problem with the structural integrity of the bridge? Yeah, we do. And at the same time, let's look at those bones. What if we substitute those steel girders for our bones? What if our bone loses density as an osteoporosis, or there's a defect or a crack or a problem within the structural integrity of the bones? Is there a problem with the integrity of the body and the way the body functions? Yes, they are. So basically, that's it in a nutshell. That's what tensegrity is in regard to the body. The most amazing thing about tensegrity, though, is that principle applies to everything, from the structure of our cells, all the way out to how we stay grounded on this earth, to how buildings are made, all the way out to the cosmos. All the same principle, based on how we function and how everything in the universe functions. Thank you.